my bag. Yeah. First of the month, I'm a running back. Ay. Same day, why I'm a running back. Yeah. Friday, payday, running back. Ay. Running back, running back, running back. 48 yards, I run it back. Ay. I cop a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back.
Matching hundreds. It's the coach. This is the 2020 season on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the San Francisco 49ers. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, is Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
It was a common sight in the 80s and 90s, not quite as frequent since, but it's back. Playoff football in the Bay Area here at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. Of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown pass.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it.
And right away, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. As the Rams offense comes back out, here is the NFC playoff picture coming into the weekend. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Now on 2nd and 13. Goff. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Give him 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bernardrick McKinney muscled his way in for the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
A good pickup, 17 yards, and also a Rams 1st down. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 43. Gurley on 1st down with no blocking help there as he won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 1. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 21.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. The numbers on the ground for Gurley last week. 13 carries, 125 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
And partner, sometimes it's good for a team to get the Thursday nighter right after a loss because you don't have very long to stew on what just happened. You have to turn right around, get ready, and go out and play again. Or, as one of the veterans told me, I actually like this because I can keep my anger for this short amount of time and take it out on the other team.
And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Todd Gurley with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year as his guys are on the board here in this 1st quarter. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be let out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it. It gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. And a quick look now at the offense for the 49ers.
And congratulations on their win last week, but they didn't get a whole lot of time to celebrate it on Sunday. They were right back to work on Monday, but you'll have to do things differently when you prepare for a Thursday night game, because normally you'll take some time off. Here you get right back to work on the game plan mentally, and probably not put any pads on until you play again Thursday night.
He finds Hopkins complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Nice 7, let's go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Nickel Roby-Coleman there defensively. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field.
Check. Tighten up. Ready.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. "27 yards, a big play there on 4th. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. On 1st down, they go right back to Cohen. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They're going to look to throw. It's complete to Hopkins. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the 1st down due to the previous penalty. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
2nd and 3. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Watch the curl. Watch the same pace.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a 1st down, 49ers. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Aaron Donald, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now back to throw. That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass his young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen. And it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
First down run there for Gurley, but nothing opening up as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Looking to throw on second down. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Goff in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 25-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Goff's throw here finds Woods. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Goff. They'll find Everett there, complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Todd Gurley standing by his lonesome in the backfield here, 2nd and goal. Here's Goff. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Quan Alexander in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful. And it's caught for a Rams touchdown by Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks. His 6th touchdown of the season as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, where they want to let their return guy touch it.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10.
Single. You're out. Safety. Delta.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. Deep ball for Goodwin. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And it'll bring up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Hey. You got three. 3 down. Set hot. 26. Ready, go.
Looking to throw. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
26 months. I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball, defense.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to look deep end zone for Hopkins. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. DeAndre Hopkins, as time expires in the first half, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Gold with the extra point, and that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you two in just a moment. First, we just want to give everybody a look ahead to what's in store for us this weekend as we enter the final month of this NFL season. In the 1 o'clock...
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the 2nd half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all. And it's been a long day for this crowd waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
Let them know. Ready.
On 1st down, here's Breida. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
And the catch made by Hopkins. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald. That is one he will remember. It's sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go. And that will extend their lead even further. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned. Because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down. And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him, that full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball in the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts.
The corner Ronald Darby comes up to get it. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun. Gone. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Josh Reynolds, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Hey, Charlie. Get it.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Hey, orbit.
Mike, check. 59. Watch the run.
Let's go. Hit it.
2nd and 6. Man open. It's Goodwin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Ready.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground.
I remember growing up playing basketball, my coaches always talked about communicating on defense, making sure you talk on defense, know where your screens are, know where the cuts are coming from, who has who. Well, guess what? It's the same thing in football. Even though there's more noise out there, you can hear all the screams of screen. This defense, the bench, everyone let them know what the play was, and that's why they were able to react and knock the ball away.
15 for the Niners there and a first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They run again with Breida. And an alley to run. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He finds Hopkins complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They run with Breida. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Again, it's Cohen. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Tariq Cohen His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Able to punch it in on third down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. This will be taken to the back of the end zone, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone. And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Goff. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either. Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball. Goff now looks to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quan Alexander, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him. Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him. No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. That catch good for 5. It's third down. The Rams on third down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 14. Goff. They got a man. It's Woods. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Robert Woods, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. So that's a really big play here in the 4th quarter. And don't look now, they're right back in this game. Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play. And now that lead is down to just 1 score. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand-new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it? I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming. Yeah, and then, by the way, also and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here we go. Nice.
He'll drop to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Run you work it. 25 to Mike. We'll go 25 to Mike. Here we go, D. Here I come. Here I come.
They'll set up to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Back to throw. He gets it to Cooks. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. Back to throw. And that's complete to Cooks. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 23 yards on the play. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
This is taken at his 4th. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So now the Niners down 35-31. And time, a huge factor. Their 5-game winning streak hanging in the balance here. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th. Wow. Early on, you hit on it. Needing to avoid the big play. Easier said than done, though. There's a big touchdown.
Yeah, but the big thing is when he does get his catches, you've got to tackle him and get him on the ground. Obviously, weren't able to do it on that one.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. And they're able to get the connection on a long touchdown pass, and that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. So now it's the Rams' turn, trailing by a field goal. A little over 30 seconds remaining. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down. Gone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Goff now to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the 49ers, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Rams, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.